So, the NFL draft has just come to a big close. But there's one team that everyone that knows of me is looking at, which is the green and blue sky Seattle Seahawks. Oh man, I have been ready for this day since the draft came along. I had this live stream all prepared and ready because I knew I would talk about this. So, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. I'm Antonio, and this is the All Around Sports YouTube channel. I am your host, Antonio. Today, we are going to recap all of the Seattle Seahawks draft picks that have happened this season. Which, if you cannot attend live right now, I will have this video posted out later on today. So, for now, let's get this video started. Starting off with the first round pick by the Seattle Seahawks that was made, which was the defensive tackle out of Texas, which was Byron Murphy. Now, Byron Murphy, he was a beast back when he was with Texas. And I think that the Seahawks needed this more so than offensive line, although I did want Faltanu. I'll take this because Byron Murphy, he helps fill a lot of gaps for the Seattle Seahawks. He helps combine in to help stop the run for our defense. They come in and help snuff out. He comes in and helps get sacks. He can snuff out runs. He can pretty much do everything because he has some comparison to me of a former Los Angeles Ram, which is Aaron Donald. He gives me some vibes from Aaron Donald. And the way that Byron Murphy looks, I really like the way that he looked back when he was in college. So I am very excited to see what he can do with the Seattle Seahawks, but we'll have to wait and see how he does come week one, which we don't know what game that is going to be yet. And then we move down to our second pick of the draft that the Seahawks made, all the way back in the third round, which was for offensive guard out of UConn, Christian Haynes. Now, Christian Haynes, he is a good selection because in his total snaps at UConn, he only allowed one sack. Only one. And that is really good because I felt the Seahawks needed to go after him. And he was a guy that I did look at to be a member of the Seattle Seahawks, especially with their offensive problems right now. Not to say that their weapons are bad. It's just their O-line has not been great. And we all know good quarterback play comes from good offensive line play, which I think Christian Haynes was a really good selection made by this team. But so far we have no one joining us yet. I am going to go over each of these picks one by one. And if we do get anyone in the comments, I will be able to answer questions during this time span. But if you have a question for me, just leave it down in the comments after the video. So, Tyree, the next up Seattle pick, that next Seahawks pick was Tyrese Knight, a linebacker out of Texas El Paso. So, I like this. I was hoping for Jeremiah Trotter just because I know that he would have been a threat. Of course, we know he's with the Eagles now. But still, I like the pick because we need a linebacker that can cover the secondary. He can be a good spy. He is a really good selection. I would have taken Jeremiah Trotter over this guy, but hey, I'll take it. We got to corner out of UTSA a few years ago. He's been performing very well. Who knows? Tyrese Knight could be a potential steal. Who knows? And then moving down the board to the 4th overall pick made by the Seattle Seahawks, which was A.J. Barner, a tight end out of the University of Michigan. The first and only Michigan player selected by the Seattle Seahawks. Now, what I like from this guy is he's both a good blocking tight end and he's a really good receiving tight end. He can be really good for this team. He can show up when this team needs him to the most. And the fact that he's a blocking tight end, and that's something the Seahawks needed because they only got 2 receiving tight ends right now, which were Noah Fant and Pharaoh Brown. When you put this guy in there, that helps this offense massively. And then moving down to the 5th overall pick in the current draft. But in case you joined us, I did go over the first 4 of the draft picks that were selected. Sorry if you guys did end up joining late. But I went over Byron Murphy, I went over Christian Haynes, Tyrese Knight, and A.J. Barner. But now we're going to be moving things down to Nurmayam Perchett. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that last name right. So sorry if I mispronounced that name. He is a corner out of Auburn. So I really like this selection. I mean, some people would disagree because James Williams was available. Some people would disagree because James Williams was available. But I do like this. I really do like this pick that they made at with their 5 overall pick with Perchett. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name. Sorry if I mispronounced that last name, but he's the corner out of Auburn, one of the 2. But I really like this. Some people may not agree that it's a good pick, but I do because this guy can show. I watched his highlights. He looks really good. He can probably play safety for the Seattle Seahawks. In fact, there's some players on the Seahawks that are currently a part of that roster that could switch over to become a safety, including this recent pick. Which I like him. He can cover the zone really good. He can cover man on man. He can do a lot of things with this team. So that is a good selection made with their 5th overall pick. Moving down to their 6th overall pick. You got Sadoa. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that first name right, so sorry if I mispronounced that name. He is a offensive guard out of Utah. Now, I do like this. I really do, because we needed more protection at the offensive line. I really like this, because we needed more protection. We needed to get guys up in here. We needed to protect our guys, especially when it comes to Geno. He's really good at helping block for the run game. And we'll see how he develops in the NFL. And then moving down the board to the 7th overall pick, which was the other cornerback that was drafted out of Auburn, DJ James. Now, DJ James, I really do like. Now, loads of people would say that it's a bad pick because James Williams was available at the time we needed to do GM. Well, John Schneider is known for thinking outside the box, for those of you haters that don't know. John Schneider has multitude of picks that have been under the radar, including this recent one. From what I've seen from this brother's highlights, this dude looks like a Richard Sherman 2.0. He really does. He can be physical, he can cover in man, he can run routes really well, and also be there to help with interceptions and all that, all the sort. And then the last pick that they made was Michael Jarrell, an offensive tackle out of Finley, which I'm not familiar with where this is. I'm thinking, I honestly don't know what it is. I don't know if it's high school, I don't know if it's college. But this I do like. He looks big, he looks massive, he looks really intimidating for other opposing defenses to keep an eye on. But I do like that pick overall. So, and then you pair him up with this team. You pair all these guys up with the team that's already around him. I mean, you got talent all around. You got talent everywhere. You got talent in the secondary. You got talent in the linebacker room. You got a defensive rush that is highly talented. You've got an offense that is talented as ever with their offensive weapons. You just need an O-line to help protect Geno. And the three O-line that they got are all really good in their own different ways, which is what I like about this overall. So, and then also there was some free agent signings I did want to touch on. One of them being another defensive tackle, like Byron Murphy, coming from Texas, from the state of Texas, which was former Cowboy tackle Jonathan Hankins. Now, I was going to go over some draft picks. I just got done with that. But I wanted to touch in on some of the free agent picks. First free agent I wanted to go over, Jonathan Hankins. Jonathan Hankins is a beast up front. He was one of the guys that helped the Cowboys in their run defense. And I think he is a really good star-studded talent. And also on top of it all, you also re-signed Leonard Big Cat Williams, who is a ball hawk, and he's a big freak type of athlete. And then you also got other guys along with that. You got Rashawn Jenkins, Kayvon Wallace, Jerome Baker, and Terrell Dotson. All these defensive guys they went after, I really like every single one of them. But since I am going to make this live stream short, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button down below. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. But let me know of your thoughts in the comment section below of what your thoughts are on the Seattle Seahawks picks that they made in the NFL draft. And for an total grade, I would give them overall, I would give them an A+, because they filled in a lot of needs that they needed to. So that's where I'm going to end this here. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button down below. Be sure to subscribe. I'll catch you all in the next one. So long for now.